certified most accurate. Now, your First Warn 5 forecast with Mid-Michigan's only live radar. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bryan Bachman.
Well, a very good Tuesday evening to you, everyone. We had a big surge of spring-like temperatures, of course, over the weekend, and some of those milder readings carrying on into yesterday. So now we, of course, have to balance things out since it's still winter with our next round of snow. But admittedly, you know, the bark, we're looking a little bit worse than the bite here on this one, as we've seen a more southeasterly trend in the forecasts here, leading to generally less snow, but still plenty to cause some headaches out there for us as we look ahead to the middle of the week. So here are the headlines. Scattered light snow will begin to break out tonight, mainly south of Saginaw Bay at first. So if you live along I-69, greater Flint area, you'll see some occasional light snow showers on and off really after the midnight hour. That snow will then become more widespread across a wider berth of the region tomorrow, but will generally still remain heaviest, again, south and east of the Tri-Cities and Saginaw Bay. And on top of that, the strong northeasterly winds that are already being produced by the system will further strengthen, producing the shoreline issues that we were alluding to with the Lakeshore Flood Advisory earlier, but also some enhanced snowfall amounts, especially across the thumb. As it stands out there right now, largely quiet on the First Warn 5 pinpoint Doppler radar. Live from MBS, we do have at least a few flurries trying to get going. One particular batch that doesn't seem to want to quit, moving north and west of I-69 toward the Owasso area right now. If we do see any snow reach the ground this evening, it will be just that. Flurries, nothing problematic. It'll be later on during the overnight period and into tomorrow morning when we see the primary wave of snow back in from the south and east. So all quiet with this live look over downtown Flint. Sure, it's a bit gray, but all told, not bad for a late February evening. 35 degrees. You can take 10 degrees off of that for the real feel, however, with a north-northeast wind at 17 miles per hour. But even that, of course, a lot better than some of the wind chills we have seen in more recent weeks. On the big picture now, First Warn 5 Sky Tracker. Why all the change to our forecasts here in the last 24 hours? Well, to put it simply, the main area of low pressure that we've been tracking here, which is now centered near the Cincinnati area tonight, originally we expected it to take a jog closer to the west end of Lake Erie, which would have meant a more direct hit from some of the steadier and heavier snows. Instead, what's generally going to happen now is this low is just going to follow this frontal boundary more or less into eastern Ohio before then arcing in toward Lake Erie on the east end, leading to more of a glancing shot for us here. But we will still pick up some sizable accumulations, especially across the thumb and into I-69. So here's how that times out. Hour-by-hour forecast, 8 o'clock, nothing more than a few flurries, largely overcast skies, but we're overwhelmingly still dry. It's by midnight when we see the first waves of scattered lighter snow breaking out Flint area, Lapeer, toward Owasso, and gradually trying to lift farther and farther north, reaching the Tri-Cities by about the time we hit the 7 o'clock hour tomorrow morning. Alma, you're included in that, and some steadier light snow beginning to break out across the thumb in time for the morning commute tomorrow. Most of that will continue to favor areas, again, south and east of the bay through midday. Some of it, though, gets a bit more of a push to the north, at least reaching the north shore of the bay late tomorrow afternoon, continuing on into tomorrow evening. And you see some of these heavier pockets here congregating across parts of the thumb. That's because of the north-northeasterly winds coming in off of Lake Huron. Remember, the lake isn't frozen, so now we get some lake enhancement due to the added moisture in those areas before the snow then winds down as we head on into tomorrow night and leaves us with lake effect activity into Thursday. So here's how the totals shake out. Generally 1 to 2 inches now for the Tri-Cities, Mount Pleasant and Alma, and along a small sliver north end on the north end of the bay here. We're looking at 2 to 5 inches now for the Caro area, everyone along the I-69 corridor, including Flint, and then a heavier band of 4 to 7 where we get that lake enhancement, mainly for locations like Port Hope, Bad Axe, Deckerville, Sandusky, just about everyone in Huron and Sanilac counties. As for tonight, 26, your overnight low, scattered light snow, mainly staying south of the Tri-Cities and Saginaw Bay through morning. Breezy snow, periods of it, continuing into tomorrow with a high around 30 degrees. Scattered snow showers for Thursday and a chance for them again on Friday, colder 20s, and then some sun returning to the forecast in time for the weekend. Frank and Meg.